Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight. Our top story, the two Anna Maria City Island employees are fired after removing planks from the city pier while working, later giving them to the families that sponsored those planks.
Now the community is petitioning the mayor to give those men their jobs back. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick has the latest on this story.
When Hurricane Irma destroyed the Anna Maria City Pier, many community members were worried that they wouldn't get their sponsored planks back. They thought the city might throw them away. So when they didn't hear back from the city about getting those planks back, they took matters into their own hands.
We're just afraid that something was going to happen to it.
Jeanette Langer dedicated this plank on the Anna Maria City Pier in memory of her grandson, Philip Guttridge, a former City Pier restaurant employee that died at age 22 from pneumonia. So when Hurricane Irma destroyed the pier,
We wrote to the town, to the city, and asked them, that they would let us know when we could get the plank.
Langer got an automated email response, but says she never heard anything else.
We went there and asked if they received our email, and she said no, they never got our email.
Langer was worried, so her daughter Denise Raykov talked to her good friend Peter Pier, a 10-year veteran in the Public Works Department for the city of Anna Maria.
Denise had called me, and she was pretty upset because she wasn't getting the right information. Every time they try to get in touch with the mayor or somebody, they wouldn't tell her anything.
So Pier went down to the pier to help her out.
So I went out there just to see where it was, and right away I saw it.
Pier grabbed his co-worker, Taylor Manhart, to help him pry off the plank.
Then Taylor saw a friend of his, the plank, and it's pretty much right there too. So we pried him off and replaced him with another board so nobody would get hurt.
That was a Friday. Saturday morning, Pier got a call from his boss, Dean Jones, who questioned him about the missing planks. Pier says he told him exactly what happened. Then he and Manhart were both fired.
It just caught me by surprise. I mean, I had no idea that it'd go this far.
Now Langer and Raykov are leading a fight to get both men their jobs back. They have hundreds of names on a petition that they plan to present at Thursday's City Commission meeting.
Not one person agreed with the mayor. They all thought it was terrible. Maybe should have given him a notice or 2-week suspension, anything, but not lose his job over it.
I did reach out to the Anna Maria City Mayor Dan Murphy today, who did not wish to comment on the issue. However, he did say in terms of rebuilding this pier that the city is still in the permitting phase. He's hoping that it will be completed by 2019 or the beginning of 2020. Reporting on Anna Maria Island, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
The deadline to request the sponsored planks from the city was January 26th. As for the Langer family, the city came and took their plank away from them.
A petition to keep Venice's Wellfield Park open for youth sports now has 4,900 signatures. That petition was started by parents who worry the park may be closed if the city and Sarasota County cannot come to an agreement on who should own the park. Staff from both governments worked out a deal, but Venice's city manager later rejected that agreement. It's now up to the city manager and the county administrator to hash out a deal that would keep the park open while ensuring it is properly funded.
Sarasota residents meeting for the second time this week on a hot topic here on the Suncoast. Residents are concerned with what will become of the city of Sarasota's most valuable piece of property, 53 acres of the bay in Sarasota. Today is the second day of meetings hosted for this project that's been in the works for 4 years. So far, there are 36 different options and ideas for that bay. The revitalization could include waterfront dining and boutique shops, which could easily make more jobs available on the Suncoast. There's also the possibility of a new Van Wezel building, a park, and green space. Those additions would replace the Bayfront Park parking lot.
But one thing we've heard loud and clear from the community that we've talked to already is really this desire for park and open space and green space on this extraordinary 53-acre site on the waterfront. And so we'll be looking for ways of ensuring that there's still great parking and access to whatever amenities are here, but also meeting this need that we hear about a destination open space that really is the common ground for this community.
The county is asking others from surrounding areas to give their input because that property will be open to the public. In September, the plan goes to the City Commission for a vote. If you are interested in sharing your thoughts on the future of the Bay project, tomorrow is the final meeting.
And again, it happens at the Van Wezel. So if you want to head out there and get your 2 cents in on what may happen to that site. All right, time to get a check on our weather today. First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Wasn't it beautiful out there? Temperatures starting to warm up. That's right, low 80s today, even some mid 80s well inland. 75 degrees right now. We have fair skies, although we have had some high cirrus clouds. Again, that's been the case over the past couple of weeks now, associated with that fast-moving stream of air over the top of us. Dew point temperatures way up there, 67 degrees right now. That means we're going to see a warm evening. South to southwest winds are at 7. The pressure still pretty high, although it is starting to lessen somewhat. It's getting beat up by a weak cold front approaching west central Florida now. As far as the evening planner goes, we're looking for a few clouds only, but temperatures remaining warm through this evening. So no need for jackets or sweaters tonight, as temperatures will remain warm. Now tomorrow morning, this could be a big factor for commuters, so keep this in mind. You may need to allow a little extra driving time for drop-off and also for work. And remember to slow down. Don't use the high beams if it's thick. This particular model indicating that we will see it rolling onshore and spreading inland as a result of a little bit of a southwest wind out ahead of the actual front, and it could become rather thick. So we have to keep an eye on this. Fog's very difficult variable to actually forecast, and right now models are indicating that it will be around, maybe a little thicker to our north, which will limit the visibility possibly down to less than a quarter of a mile. By 10 a.m., that fog could still be around. Sea fog has a tendency to stick around longer too, doesn't burn off as quickly. We'll have more in our weather forecast for the rest of the work week and take a sneak peek of the weekend coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office making an arrest in a recent arson investigation. 21-year-old Brandon Wilson is charged with arson, accused of setting structures on fire on Lorette Avenue, Mayville Avenue, and McManaway Avenue. Deputies say there was a strong odor of gasoline at each of those locations. Deputies say Wilson is also a person of interest in 20 other fires that have happened since Sunday in both Northport and Charlotte County. We've also learned that Wilson is the son of fallen Charlotte County Sheriff's Deputy Michael Wilson, who was shot and killed in the line of duty back in 2013. Sergeant Wilson was a 21-year veteran of the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office.
An update now from the Sarasota Police Department. They are looking for your help in their investigation into a fatal hit and run last month. Police say it happened in the 4000 block of Fruitville Road on January 27th, and they have determined a Mazda 3 sedan between 2004 and 2009 was involved. The color of that vehicle is unknown, but the car should still have right front end damage. Contact SPD if you have any information about a possible suspect or car.
A SCAP bus and an SUV collide today in Englewood. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies say the crash happened around noon at the intersection of Indiana Avenue and Green Street West. 2 lanes had to be shut down on Indiana Avenue South, but those lanes have since been reopened. Deputies say no one was hurt in that collision. A Sarasota man is behind bars after deputies say he broke into a car in the Siesta Beach parking lot. Witnesses reported seeing the man with a backpack pulling on car door handles in the beach's parking lot. The victim reported several items taken from the car, including an iPhone charger, Samsung tablet, and an iPhone. When deputies arrived, they found Devin Knight and say he had the 3 stolen items in his backpack. Knight is now charged with burglary.
The latest social media trend has teenagers eating laundry detergent packets. Teens are ending up in emergency rooms across the country, and for what reason? Alan Cohn joins us to explain.
Jacqueline, it's known as the Tide Pod Challenge. Kids are daring one another to eat the bright-colored liquid laundry detergent packets, and then they're foaming at the mouth like soap. It's poisoning kids across the country. When teens eat these capsules, they have been hospitalized with vomiting, difficulty breathing, and even loss of consciousness. Luckily, there have not been any reported deaths. Coming up tonight at 7, we're looking into why kids are participating in such dangerous internet games.
Pods or any detergents are an alkaline substance that can cause burns that are pretty significant. Burns to the mouth, if you squirt it into your eye, it can cause burns to the surface of the eye. It can cause burns to the esophagus.
Coming up tonight at 7, ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick looks into how to prevent the next Tide Pod Challenge from hurting our kids. Tune in to hear what local children are saying about the challenge. Back to you.
All right, Alan, thanks so much. Still to come in your Suncoast News. Las Vegas authorities looking for a serial shooter targeting the homeless.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your First Alert forecast, plus a nationwide flu outbreak showing no sign of easing up, the symptoms to watch out for, and when you should take action.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in an accident, whether or not it's your fault, your insurance company might be responsible for some of your expenses. So give us a call. We've got your back.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Police in Las Vegas say they're looking for a serial shooter targeting primarily homeless men over the past week and a half.
2 of the victims have died. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the latest.
Police say this surveillance video shows a suspected serial shooter walking up to a sleeping homeless man in Las Vegas and killing him.
It's basically an execution.
Every night he'd come and go to sleep here. We can't imagine why somebody would do that to him.
Just days earlier, on January 29th, investigators say that same suspect killed another man and injured 2 others. First in a gas station parking lot, later shooting a homeless man asleep outside of this strip mall, and then shooting another sleeping homeless man in the face.
Somebody going around killing homeless people. Why? Because you don't like it?
Investigators working desperately to track the killer down, releasing this surveillance video of what they say is his silver or gray Hyundai Tucson.
We must find this suspect. He is armed and dangerous and is targeting our homeless, the most vulnerable citizens.
Police sharing that plea on Facebook, hoping tips from the community there in Vegas could help lead to an arrest. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
More trouble on the tracks for Amtrak. Yesterday, an Acela Express breaking apart during a trip from Washington, D.C. to Boston. Passengers were in shock when they saw their high-speed train splitting apart. The separation happening in Maryland. Amtrak is blaming a highly unusual mechanical event. All 52 passengers were uninjured and moved to a different train.
I could feel what felt like kind of a jerk in the train, and felt like we were almost dragging something. And when I looked out the window, I could see a shower of sparks coming out the side of the train.
This accident just the latest incident in an unfortunate few weeks for Amtrak. 2 days ago, a train on its way to Miami crashed head-on into a parked freight train in South Carolina. Amtrak says it's currently investigating the cause of the car separation and is now inspecting every Acela train If changes need to be made, immediate action will be taken. Today, the U.S. Senate agreed to a rare bipartisan spending bill, but it does not include a deal on immigration, something that both President Trump and Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi want. The 2-year spending bill, if approved by the House, would avoid a government shutdown on Thursday. The $400 billion deal includes lifting the spending caps, increasing funding for the military, domestic programs, and disaster relief. But the bill puts off dealing with immigration to another day. And that's not cutting it for House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi. She's in support of Dreamers, the undocumented immigrants brought to this country as children.
This package does not have my support, nor does it have the support of a large number of members of our caucus.
The Senate has sent its bill to the House. They have just over 24 hours to secure the votes there. The DACA program that protects Dreamers expires on March 5th, and the President's Chief of Staff says there are no plans to extend that deadline, putting pressure now on Congress to act.
Well, certainly a beautiful day here on the Suncoast. I heard from so many people that say that they are so glad that chilly weather and some of that rain is out for now, and it's been a great day to go out to the beach.
Yeah, we've got, groundhog up there in Punxsutawney messing up on the forecast here. Looks like an early spring for us. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s today, so that was well above average, and we are looking at warm weather to continue. Now, that's not to say that we're not going to see any cold spells come our way before winter officially ends, but I think the coldest days of our winter of 2017-18 are over now, so that's looking good for us here. We will see cooler temperatures every once in a while, but I don't think we'll see the freeze warning or wind chill advisories in effect, but we'll see. Van Wezel webcam showing the high clouds streaming in, pretty calm conditions out there in the waters. I can attest to that. The weather headlines read like this. This looks rather ominous, doesn't it? In the front, stretching from Texas all the way over to the Carolinas, but not going to be a big player as far as rainfall goes for us. Fog developing tonight. We talked about that earlier. Staying warm here despite the presence of a cold front, and it looks like a slight chance for some weekend showers. We'll get to that in just a little bit, but the rain chances will pick up just a little bit for us on Sunday and Monday. You can see the Futurecast showing a lot of that sea fog rolling in. A lot of times this time of year what you get is a front coming down, winds out of the southwest out ahead of the actual front, and that brings that warm, moist air over the relatively cooler waters. It cools and condenses and creates this onshore fog that moves in and sticks around a while. It's a little thicker, it's a little harder to burn off with the sun rising, and it takes a few hours. Sometimes it can stick around all day, but looks like our winds will switch around pretty quickly to the north, or at least northeast, and that could push it back out to sea. We'll see how it plays out, but the front itself staying to our north. We'll stay in the warm sector. Temperatures are not expected to drop, and notice how the clouds start to turn back to the north then, and that returns as a warm front. That's right, a warm front. So the cold front now is not much of one. It stretches from the Carolinas all the way through, again, Georgia down into parts of the panhandle of Florida, and then out into the Gulf of Mexico. And then behind it, we have some slightly cooler air. Now, that cooler air is going to move in across places over the deep south, but not here. We're going to stay with that east to southeasterly wind flow today, and that will bring us at least tonight, and we'll see that warm, moist air, a little bit of an onshore flow tomorrow, and not a circle, but nonetheless, we will see a good chance for that sea fog. That'll be the biggest downfall of our weather. 75 right now, winds out of the south-southwest at 7, the pressure 30-16, and temperatures into the 60s now in the Panhandle and also in Tallahassee, 75 in Sarasota, 80 still in Orlando, 79 in Miami. While temperatures inland still in the low 80s there, a little bit cooler right along the coastline. The Gulf water temperature pretty warm, 67 degrees now, and it's really rebounded. We could get, as I said, into the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees by this weekend. Inglewood now at 75, Northport you're at 80 degrees. So tomorrow's forecast hourly breaks down like this. Fog, low clouds in the morning up until around 10:30, 11. Then we'll see a mixture of sun and clouds throughout the day. It shouldn't be too bad. We'll see partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies at times with no real threat of any significant rainfall headed our way. And with the Futurecast indicating maybe 1 or 2 lone showers inland. Some pretty big storms, though, will be gathering to the north of us. But for us, not much of a problem for rainfall, as I mentioned, not until the weekend. The satellite and radar picture showing a pretty big storm over the northeast now. Vermont, New Hampshire, upstate New York, and also into Maine right now, getting some snowfall there, freezing rain near Boston. Well, here's a look at the boating forecast. Winds will be out of the southeast, turning around to the southwest at 5 to 10 knots, and seas running 1 to 2 feet with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. Here's the extended forecast then. So some clouds around tomorrow, 80 degrees for Friday. Look at the 80s and temperatures in the upper 70s, despite the chance of a few showers on Sunday at 30% and for Sunday night, Monday morning at 30%. But temperatures remaining quite warm right through the next 7 days with low temperatures into the mid-60s. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thank you. In First Alert traffic, we're seeing a crash in Sarasota. This is at the intersection of US 41 and Bee Ridge Road. Always a busy intersection this time of day, and it is impacting traffic on US 41 just south of that intersection, so some slow going in that area. Jacqueline?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, a nationwide flu outbreak is showing no sign of easing up, as at least 4 more deaths have been reported in the past few days, including 3 children. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest.
The flu epidemic rages on, with hospitalizations soaring nationwide. More than 14,000 so far this flu season. That's double last year's number and the highest ever recorded.
This year is particularly bad. The flu is prevalent in every single state of the continental United States.
And it's hitting young people hard. 11-year-old McKenna Jones is left fighting for her life today after collapsing during a basketball game.
She just literally fell over like a tree, and it wasn't a crumple.
She was rushed to the hospital where she tested positive for the flu, her second time this season. At least 53 children have died so far, and many schools across the country are shutting down for days to disinfect.
Trying to clean every area, every piece that a child can touch during the day.
If your child comes down with flu-like symptoms, doctors say it's important to know when to take action.
If the temperature is too high, like 104, 105, call your doctor. If the child is breathing faster, call your doctor.
When to go to the hospital.
Respiratory distress, and the child is still not taking much of fluids and getting dehydrated.
And they remind kids and adults alike that if you have the flu, be responsible and stay home. We are now in week 10, and flu seasons typically last around 11 to 20 weeks, meaning this year's flu epidemic could take us into May. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
All across the Suncoast, efforts are being made to reduce the number of African Americans infected with HIV. That work was highlighted today on National Black HIV Awareness Day. Recent statistics show the Black community is among the hardest hit by the HIV epidemic. Blacks make up about 43% of all the HIV infections nationally. Here in Florida, 5 Black males to 1 white male are infected with HIV, and 14 Black females to 1 white female are infected. A Community AIDS Network employee shared what he thinks needs to be done to see those numbers drop.
I think that we should increase education as well as access to health care, and increase testing and screening, and try to decrease the stigma, work together to decrease the stigma as it pertains to African American people and minorities in general. And I believe that once we decrease the stigma and raise awareness and education, I think that we'll finally start seeing a progression.
Free HIV testing was offered all across the country today, encouraging everyone to be proactive. Weight Watchers will be free for teenagers this summer. Today, the company announced one of its goals is to help 10 million people adopt healthy habits. Part of that plan is to offer free membership over the summer to teenagers 13 to 17 years old to, quote, help the development of healthy habits at a critical life stage. The company also says it plans to remove all artificial ingredients from products they carry, the Weight Watchers brand. Coming up, a deadly shooting and police chase lead to a multi-car crash in South Florida, and a scary scene in Oklahoma, why cars are slamming into guardrails and spinning out on the highway.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
Everyone likes the 2018 Honda Civic for $169 a month. You made Civic a best-selling compact car in America. You'll like Civic's 5-star safety ratings and that KBB.com named Civic a best buy and the most awarded car. Get the 2018 Civic at a payment you'll love. $169 a month today at your local Honda dealer.
Rugs as Art. You know the name. You know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore. But there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Several people are dead after a multi-car crash on Interstate 95 in Palm Beach County following a police chase and deadly shooting. The suspected gunman was shot and killed by deputies. Investigators say it all started when the man shot a woman in the head in Lake Worth and then put her in a car and took off. The man was driving the wrong way on I-95 before causing multiple crashes involving 6 different vehicles. He eventually came to a stop where deputies shot him. Officials say the deputy fired on the man because he feared for his life. Palm Beach County Fire reports 2 people were killed in the crashes. Another patient was taken to a trauma hospital while a 4th was taken to a local non-trauma hospital. A thin glaze formed on roads in Oklahoma City Tuesday. A trucker slid off the road and then a series of other crashes began. One after another, vehicles slid into guardrails just west of the highway. The roadway became very slick in just a matter of minutes as a band of freezing drizzle moved through that area. Troopers arrived on scene to work the crashes, but no serious injuries were reported with these wrecks.
A startling surprise in a Cape Coral parking lot. Police say they found this man heavily intoxicated behind the wheel of his car after going through the drive-thru at McDonald's. He told police he had been drinking Chardonnay. When they asked him to do a field sobriety test, he asked if he could eat more French fries. He eventually agreed, but officers say he could not stay focused.
I'll bet you I can do a backflip right now.
He then told police to watch as he did a cartwheel, as you just saw. After failing the test, he refused his breathalyzer. Officers then found a chilled, unopened bottle of wine in his truck and placed him under arrest for DUI. Police say this is his 3rd DUI arrest in the last 3 years.
He failed the cartwheel, too.
I know.
Yeah. Forget the Winter Olympics. The world champion snow shovel races are now here.
Who knew there was such a thing? And residents in Paris are literally skiing through the city streets. Jeremy Roth has more in today's Take a Look at This.
With the 2018 Winter Olympics looming, athletes of a different kind gathered in New Mexico. Behold, the annual Angel Fire Resort World Championship shovel races. Here's the scoop. Racers of all ages compete by sitting on a standard aluminum snow shovel. They get 2 shots at clocking the fastest time down the mountain. Top speeds regularly exceed 70 miles an hour. According to the resort, shovel races began in the 1970s. Lift operators would ride their shovels down the mountain at the end of their shift. Organized races have been held at the resort for over 39 years. Hey, maybe when they're done, they can send some of those shovels to Paris because the city shut down because of heavy snowfall. The Eiffel Tower shuttered its doors to tourists as images on the attraction's Twitter account show the city blanketed with snow. Residents are literally skiing through the city streets. Well, the world's most powerful modern rocket, the Falcon Heavy, took flight from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. It was built by SpaceX, headed by billionaire Tesla CEO Elon Musk. Speaking of Tesla, yeah, now there's a Tesla in space. Musk put a cherry red Tesla Roadster into orbit around the sun with a dummy driver and a David Bowie song along for the ride. Talk about a space oddity. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
And on that Tesla, Elon Musk had it put on there that made by humans on Earth.
Yeah.
So if anybody finds it, they'll know.
Who knows? Yeah. You know, it's moving at 7 miles every second. That's how fast it's going. So it's the fastest car in the world right now.
Literally.
Yeah.
Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, a recent study shows concerns for a Venice roundabout, why it could be reaching its capacity of daily drivers.
And Governor Rick Scott on the Suncoast today, why he's highlighting a local business. And here's a live look at Bradenton Beach on a very nice evening to be out there along the water.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Please join us in welcoming the two newest additions to the Lincoln lineup, our flagship luxury sedan, the 2018 Lincoln Continental, and the totally redesigned 2018 Lincoln Navigator, featuring 450 horsepower, 10-speed transmission, and many best-in-class features. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment, every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business. Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking a part-time producer to help on the Suncoast View. Organizational skills, technical knowledge, and dynamic personality required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job-of-the-day to apply.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.